Hello everyone. So I want to show you how you can access SORA the library. It looks like this on your class link. This is considered your class link. I just zoomed up very closely so you can see exactly what SORA library looks like. Once we click on it, if you have not clicked on it in a while or for a long time, you will be prompted to sign in this way. It will say sign into your school. You're going to scroll down with that little arrow and it'll give you Lancaster School District. Once you select that, you will sign in, you will continue the prompt, select your email address, make sure it's the correct email address. Usually it is, but just to be on the safe side, double check. SORA gives you plenty of options. So if you want to look at back to school night, it kind of tells you what the references are and how many books total. So you can scroll down. I'm going to show you, like if you're into football, this football season has 27 books. We go into magazines, comics, graphics, novels, and manga, I think, or manga. We have audiobooks, which means you listen to them, read across time, historical fiction, social emotional learning, if that's what you want, maybe fantasy and science fiction. If you're into thriller, horror, all creepy things, they have over 210 books. Mystery and crime, they have over 330 books. If you want to read along with a book, there's over 960 books. Page to stream, which is books to film. TikTok trends, biographies, beginning readers, if that's you feel a little more comfortable, having different types of books that have been known for being really popular and significant in the message coming across to young readers and minds. Computers, coding, and robotics. Let's see, I'm gonna skip over a little. The most popular ones, any new ebook additions, and then of course it has the popular searches. So let's say you have a book in particular and you want to see if they have that in stock. And maybe you may remember the title. It's very important that we spell it correctly. Now I'm going to show you two examples. So if I say Diary of a Wimpy Kid, right? And I then press enter after I finish typing. It's going to tell me search results for, and I think I'm spelling it correctly, it's Dairy of Wimpy Kid. So I need to make sure that my spelling is correct, because if not, I won't know that they don't have the book I'm looking for. So this definitely is going to make a difference. Do you see how now my results are at least 43 ebooks and 17 audiobooks? Now I have a little bit more going on for me. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to look at different ones. I know I have these in our class, but either way, I still want you to look at them because if someone's using it, you're able to actually access it. So if you want to borrow a book, you're going to be able to borrow the books that have literally the word borrow in blue, which means it's available for you to borrow. If you see something that says place hold with a clock, it means that it is taken. The certain amount of copies they have electronically are taken to be used. So when you place yourself on hold, what you're saying is that you want to read this book whenever it becomes available. Similar to going to the library, where you would have to wait for the book, but this time you're able to see which book you're placing on hold. So I'm just gonna scroll down. Let's say I wanted to borrow Long Haul. But I'm not sure if I really want to borrow the Long Haul or Dog Days. So I'm going to select where it says Read Sample. And I'm going to see, do I really want to select the Long Haul or do I want to select the Doghouse? So it gives you the option to be able to see a couple pages before it doesn't let you. As you can see, I keep trying and it doesn't let me. And I'm like, okay, I want to read a sample from Dog Days, excuse me. I said Doghouse. Um, and so I wait till it loads, and now I'm able to read the sample, and I'm gonna go through, and I'm like, okay, see, it's to Jonathan. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna start. I'm like, I think that maybe Dog Days might be more interesting than the long haul. Okay, so I'm going to borrow it. Once I select borrow, I am able to read the book, and he'll redirect me to the book. So then as you can see, here's the table of contents and it has different little pieces. So I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to continue scrolling until I get to the beginning, which is right here. Now, here you have options to be able to zoom if you need to. I'm sorry, zoom. Search if you need to. If you need to see what kind of contrast of lighting you like, the appearance, right? You're also able to bookmark it. So I'm going to hide this for now. This piece up here gives you the option to bookmark the page. Now, of course, if you want to take it off, you're able to take it off and so on and so forth. It gives you different options. So if you want to look at the page a different direction, it gives you options to kind of toy with it or play with it and see which one you're a little bit more comfortable with. So I want you to explore those options. So for example, let's say I just achieved something. That's awesome. So let's just say I want to be done with this book. Let's say I read it already. It took me a day and I was done. Well, you want to make sure you return it because what if someone else wants to read the book? You don't want to be hogging up that space. And sometimes we forget, and that's okay. If you want to know when you need to renew the book and maybe you're not done, you want to click renew. But do you see here where it says due in 20 days? It's letting you know that it's giving you a time frame of 20 days to complete this. So I'm going to return it and I'm going to leave it like that. What you could also do before I return it is mark it as done, which I think is a really neat thing. So when you're going back to your Diary of Wimpy Kids and you already read this book, once you mark it as done, it'll let you know and it'll show you, okay, you already completed this book, so you don't need to reread it. Of course, unless you want to. But it lets you know to kind of keep tabs on which book you're reading and which one you still need to read. So I'm going to return it to show you. And you have to click return in order to actually return the book. So once I click on this, you'll see that my history, I only have one book that is due in 11 days and I can renew it. But the Diary of Wimpy Kid, if I even go to my holds, my list, or my history, it just shows the two that I already had kind of looked at. But I don't have anything else but the audiobook I already had in mind here. Well, do your best, have fun, and please, please, please try your best to listen to a book, read. You got this.